I'm Travis. I'm from Southern California.
And I'm Catalina, and I'm from Houston, Texas. And you are about to watch another episode of Toilet Talk.
Hey, what's up, folks? It's Cigar Chingon. Welcome to a special edition of Toilet Talk. As promised, we're doing a very special interview today. We're right in the shadow of the great place, Fort Hood. That's right, we're down here in Harker Heights. I want to present to you, introduce to you, Mr. Dylan Marshall. How you doing?
Pretty good, brother. How about yourself?
Pretty good. It's great to have you on the show. Check it out. He is not only the owner, he is the CEO, the president. He's all that of New Heights CBD. We'll have all this information in the links. We'll have the address, the website. All the products out here that you see will be available to you. Here we go. So, I wanted to do an interview and start off the year. Actually, you are the first show of the year. That's right.
Round of applause, guys. Round of applause.
Bam.
2020, killing it.
We need a tambourine. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Maracas. And we got a ton of questions. Everybody wrote in, and I really appreciate that. Got some really good questions, and we're going to get some really good info, get it back to you. Now, CBD, huge stigma. I mean, I'll tell you what, I didn't know what to expect. I look at the outside of the shop or any other shop, and I see like a weed leaf, so I'm like, damn.
Cannabis leaf. Cannabis leaf.
Cannabis.
We got the differentiation. The differentiation since the 2018 Farm Bill is a independent cannabinoid in cannabis. It is not a CBD plant. It's not a... Yeah, that's the main consumption, is that there is a big plant that is a CBD plant. No, there is a cannabis plant that is rich in CBD.
Okay.
Just like there is cannabis plants that are rich in THC, which make them cannabis. At that differentiating factor of being 0.3% THC. No, you can have high percentage THC that has high percentage CBD, but at that point, if it's past 0.3, it's marijuana.
Okay. All right. So as long as it's under that 0.29. 0.29. Wow.
At 0.3, you're considered illegal in Texas. So.
Now, why in particular is that considered healthy, or in products that I know a lot of people with anxiety, also pets too. If you got a loud ass dog, you want to get some little gummies for your pet, and trust me, we have some at home and it works wonders. It doesn't dope up the dog, but man, if you got to get to sleep during the day or something like that, trust me, a little gummy in the bowl doesn't hurt.
A lot of customers go that route with their pets, with anxiety, separation anxiety. A lot of the times under the instance, though, we have people that just have hyper dogs.
Yes.
Sometimes CBD isn't the answer for everything for everybody. So it is in that instance that it's worth a try. In a lot of cases, if it's anxiety related, or if your dog, like my Rottweiler, Kilo, my baby, she has hip problems. So at that point, she takes it for her inflammation in her hips. So for arthritic patients, the cool thing about CBD is what it does in humans, it does in the whole mammal class. So from us to lab rats to dogs, even to dolphins, they have a system in their body called the endocannabinoid system that eventually indirectly gets spiked by taking CBD.
So for the, let's say for the layman, just walked off the street, what is that in layman's terms?
So layman's terms would be, it's a portion of the plant that we're dealing with.
Okay.
We have a lot of, in this industry, we have CBD products. A good thing to realize is CBD is just an ingredient. It's not a whole thing. We have MCT oil with CBD in it, which makes it a CBD sublingual drop. It's not just 100% CBD. At that point, it would be raw hemp flower. And that's what that is in that instance. And anything in a CBD shop comes from industrial hemp. That is the 100% start. That's what it starts as. And then we can take it to where we have THC-free products that's good for your CDL, your people who need to pass your analysis.
Very good. That's a big question. I know in my industry, we get a lot of drug tests, things like that. And it's always a question, and you can never, I've never found a 100% answer from anybody. Will some of this make you test hot?
So
And how do you know?
the main thing is your body, what your body does to the plant after ingestion. Your body breaks it down into different molecules at a point, and so it's tested for the compound of THC after you've consumed it.
Okay.
There are THC-free 99.99% CBD isolate products. At that point, it's very safe to say you're not going to fail a drug test, but there's been a couple studies to where people have. So at the end of the day, you are dealing with a cannabis entity to where there's a possibility. But a lot of the times, we're using a CBD isolate, 0% none detected, it's not going to show up in a drug test.
So almost like a bottle of old Juuls. It's non-alcoholic, but there is some alcohol in there.
Yeah.
If you need to make this decision at home, please do your research, and the risk is yours to take. So how would you research if something would put you at risk or not?
Do your research on the different types of CBD products out there.
Okay.
There's CBD isolate, which is going to be 99.99% CBD, cannabidiol, one part of the plant. Those I could 100%, not 100%, about 99% safely say that you're not going to come up hot on a urinalysis.
All right.
Then we have broad spectrum, which at that point has other parts of the plant, still 0% THC, but it has other cannabinoids that carry other therapeutic benefits. And then there is full spectrum. At that point, you contain trace amounts of THC. Even with some of those, I've known of people to take full spectrum products and still pass urinalysis, depending on the test that is being given. There's different panel tests that give at jobs. If there's multi-panel, there's direct THC tests, there's depending on which way you go.
I know
but definitely do your research.
At my job, I know I don't particularly risk it because you fart wrong and then you could test dirty. It's tests like that. So, like I said, the risk is yours. Whatever you want to do, just do your research. How do I know what is a legit company versus some guy making it in the backyard?
Yeah, because there's not a lot of regulations on this right now. It is a new industry. So at that point in time,
Exactly.
That's where it comes into my passion. My passion is finding great products that are actually doing the work that they need to be doing. So I've actually went out, CB Distillery, Infinite CBD, a lot of the other big names that I carry, I've actually gone out and flown to them in Colorado and California and checked out what's going on. And then a lot of the other big names like Green Roads, rated, ranked, published, #1 CBD isolate company out there, broad spectrum as well. Big names, and if main thing is third-party lab tests, check your lab test. Most every product has a QR code on it. Scan it on your phone. You can download them in the App Store real quick. Download it, scan your QR code, and it tells you right then and there batch of testing, when it was made, how much of what's in it. So
there is a way to research everything.
No.
Much like cigars, I know you can go down to a plantation. You can see how everything's grown, how it's all processed, put together, aged, everything like that. So you could see exactly how they make the gummies, for instance. And
yeah, you could reach out to these companies directly too. I'm at this point a wholesaler for a lot of these companies, not wholesaler, but a retailer of these companies. You could there's nothing stopping you from ordering these products online except coming and talking and getting the knowledge that you need to, that you're not going to get from online and shop with us. So we don't force that. We're not pulling anybody's legs to believe in CBD, to buy CBD. But at that point in time, if you believe in it and have a passion like I do, hey, come sit down, let's talk, let's chat.
Now, we're in a big military town too. Do you ever get soldiers coming in here? And then if so, what products do they normally gravitate to versus
A lot of them, not gonna lie, come in shopping for their wives or other spouses, because at the same time, but the ones that I have seen, I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, they all go CBD isolate.
You know who you are.
Yeah, we're not gonna throw you under the bus, but CBD isolate is going to help you with those PTSD, anxiety moments, inflammation. We know PT testing has got your knees worn out over time, airborne division, everything like that. You're beat up. So CBD isolate is going to be your route to go in the beginning if you do want to give it a try, because I would say it's going to be beneficial.
Now, I know a lot of guys take a lot of Motrin, and Motrin in itself is pretty bad for your body.
I lived off ibuprofen when I played baseball, so.
Is this a little bit more safer?
Natural alternative.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I'm a big person on natural remedies. So if I could take something that's going to help me with my inflammation, that's going to be a natural substance comparable to an artificially pharmaceutical, I'm going to go for the natural route a lot of the time. So.
I know I like natural. As a kid, shoot, everything. I mean, my grandma used to make stuff, and if you were sick, Vicks, 7-Up, and then there was always some concoction, chicken soup, something like that. But that seemed to help out more so than, hey, let's go to the doctor.
So if you pick up the one in the middle right there, and you read on the side of it, that one actually has turmeric and black pepper along with 30 milligrams of CBD. So
kidding.
CBD has been around long enough to where we can start adding other parts of nature into it as well. I have some over there if you have energy problems that have yaba manga, and I can't pronounce the other one, not off camera. But we have certain things that we can ale towards different products. So if you're an inflammation arthritic person, we know turmeric and black pepper is very, very beneficial. So we just add that along with CBD, and you go more keyed in towards inflammation than anxiety, PTSD with that one product.
And these companies, they use I want to say, the medical grade
ingredients. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Most of the time, if it's a good company, you'll contact them, ask them, hey, what grade MCT oil are you using? Or a lot of the other people, if people just start answering, yeah, it's probably not good. These people are informed. These are industry leaders that are leading a lot of these companies that have been studying CBD in the industry since 2014 when CBD isolate was made legal. So
if you go to the flea market to buy it, you're getting exactly that, something at the flea market. So do your research. I'm pretty
convenience
surprised.
Stores, man, that's the big one right now. I mean,
Is it?
And sometimes convenience stores carry some of the same brands that would be on the shelves in one of these, hemp bombs, stuff like that. But still, at the same time, you don't 100% know where that came from, because China is crazy. They will clone anything. If they know it's selling in the United States, it's going to get cloned. And that's what the big scare was with the whole people dying over vaping was.
Yeah, what was going on?
Oh
with
my
that?
God. Yeah, that one was crazy.
On the news, like I said, I didn't know what any of this was about.
Depend on which news source you watch.
Exactly. And nowadays it's horrible, because you can get 20 different points of view on, hey, this is a jar, but 20 people will tell you 20 different things. So what was going on with that? And then have they protected people's?
Yeah, they did. So the main thing was black market. In places where people don't have recreational cannabis, they were having a black market, and there was some things in that black market. We don't know 100%, but we know one of them was vitamin E acetate. They were using it to cut vape cartridges, and then vaping got thrown into that. Little 16, 17-year-olds that were on the bed didn't want to tell their mommy that they were smoking cannabis, and they just weren't telling all the truth. And then it came back in urinalysis, and they came back and started poking and prodding and found it out. The CDC actually came out and released that vitamin E acetate was a big one. And then the other one is China doesn't have a lot of regulations. So the tanks that we were using were made up of different metals at that point in time. There's not a lot of regulation over there. So you order mass quantities from overseas, you turn around, you get something that's made from 3-4 different metals.
Outside contamination.
Yeah, black market was the reason for that. So legalization is key in these places where if they could have went to the store and bought something from the store instead of going black market.
Trying to say,
yeah. Not going to say legalize it, but don't criticize it. So.
So if you do come and buy CBD, make sure you go to are you a licensed distributor? Or how
Through the
does that work?
state, at a point, yes. There's not much of it at a point. We're a retail shop, but my passion is what keeps the best on our shelves.
I've been in some shops and I go in there and it looks like a head shop. There's CBD, there's bongs or water pipes, and all of that. You come in here and it's a totally different vibe. You got everything on the shelves nicely. Everybody here who works here is, man, they got information for days. And someone like me who doesn't really know, there's no problem, and there's no dumb questions. There really isn't.
You can ask about suppositories.
CBD suppositories, that's right. What? Who the hell uses that?
Man, have you ever had your wife mad at you and she had stomach cramps beyond days during that time of the month?
I was gonna say yeah, but she hasn't stuck a suppository in me.
Yeah. We're gonna go on
She
this
ain't been that
instance.
mad.
We're gonna go on this instance and say it's for her.
Oh,
but it's
shit.
a direct. It bypasses the stomach and liver. It's direct for inflammation in that area.
So for menstrual problems, anything like that?
Yeah, there's a lot of products being formulated right now for just that, menstrual problems.
Now, with something like this, does it contain enough product in it to make you test dirty?
No, that's a CBD isolate company. So I could
Okay.
comfortably say you could use as much of that as you wanted, and we're not testing positive.
Wow. Do your research.
Mm-hmm.
Do your research. Man, a suppository. There's so many products here. It's crazy. I mean, you got the gummies. Everybody knows the gummies. You got the capsules and all that. But when you start sticking things places, all right.
Hey man, it's just coconut oil and CBD isolate. But I've had some good reviews on that, and like we said, we carry from that to industrial hemp to pet products to topical rubs, and all of them have their uses. We have tea, coffee creamer.
I was gonna say I used to put coconut oil in my coffee, and now I don't know if I'll be able to get that out of my head.
Yeah.
So it's
Depending on which kind of coconut oil. So there's condensed and then there's liquidized MCT.
So if you're brand new to the game and I come in and I'm like, my knees hurt, my wife, she's cramping really bad, the dog's loud, what is something good? And I'm really, I'm full of just bad connotations, really uneducated. What would be something that you would lean me towards?
So I stayed up really late one night and I made one of these pamphlets right here. And it goes over literally everything, but in the gist of things, I will break it down for you. There's 4 main ways that you can take CBD. Inhalation through your lungs, sublingually, which is a liquid that goes onto your sinus palate and you let it settle under your tongue for a couple seconds.
Oh, wow.
Orally, pill capsules, gummies, and then there's topically. You can also put it on the skin with a transdermal applicator. It's going to make its way through your arthritic patients, like the people that come in with serious joint and muscle pain. Yeah, most definitely one of the better things that we carry. I can tell you that. People love it. But at the same time, it's finding out which one of those ways would be most beneficial for you. If you need the feeling to be more instantaneous, if you need it to be longevity for arthritis or something in that terms. The main thing is just getting it into your system if you want to have a active endocannabinoid system.
Now I've heard for joint problems, people use horse ointment, things like that, and this sounds a little bit safer. Yeah. So 2020 is coming out, and man, I gotta say, because I knew you from before, and people wake up in the morning and they're like, you know what, today it'd be really nice to go on vacation, it'd be really cool to open up a store, it'd be really cool to follow my dreams. And then they go to bed with the same damn dreams, not having done anything. Obviously, you woke up one day and you said, you know what, I want a store. And bam, you got a store. So in that regard, what sets you apart from the average Joe?
Inspiration. The fact of I want to be something. The fact of I have a passion for cannabis. I've been passionate about it since I tried it way back in the day and found out the medicinal values. Keeping my head down, canceling out all the outside noise. That's been the main issue is cancel everything out, trust what you believe in. Don't pull anybody's leg to believe what you believe in, because if you build it, they will come. And let me tell you, my people that have came, y'all are like family to me now, and it's been a hell of a ride. Let's just say that.
So there's definitely a community involved with
Oh,
CBD
man.
and whatnot.
It
I
takes
know-
a village. Not to mention, I have a team of people that have helped me with all of this when it goes from printing and graphic design to my website design. It's been crazy. Like, it takes a community. It definitely does. And anybody that thinks that you're just going to get up and do it yourself, ask for help. It helps so much.
Yeah.
It helps so much. Especially when you want to be that guy. I've always had that dream of being my own boss, and pinch me, you know what I mean? It's here at this point in time. It's
Right.
here, so it's been fun. But
What was your biggest obstacle? Because I mean, this is not just an everyday thing, but I don't think people realize their full potential. And then the ones that do, you look at them, and either A, you're going to have haters that are like, you know what, fuck you.
they're everywhere.
You did everything
Yeah.
I wanted to do, and fuck you for that. And then there's the ones that are successful, and that's a whole different vibe in itself. What was your biggest obstacle in getting to this point?
The differentiating hemp and marijuana.
Okay.
100% having everybody walk in and say, what's going to get me high?
Right. That's what I thought. And that DNA is really strong. I swear.
It's in everybody, and that's why I decided to put hemp leaves out on the front window. So when people come in with that question, is it going to get me high? No, let me teach you about the other parts of this plant, not just this one sliver of the pie chart.
Right. And I came in thinking I should have a bong in my pocket, not knowing exactly what to do or what to expect, and then I get suppositories.
Hey, teach
The
their
world,
own.
the world is bigger than a joint, is what I'm saying. Is all this information available on your website?
The main part of it, my website designer is pretty on top of it. So we like to, and one thing we got to stay away from is medicinal claims. Yes, it has been studied and shows a lot of benefits and a lot of this stuff, but we can't tell you it's going to cure your arthritis. We can't tell you it's going to prevent, treat, or ail any of these things, but in studies it has shown, and it all seems contradicting to a point, and that's why I tell people I'm not out pulling anybody's leg. I believe wholeheartedly in this plant. I know there's other people that do too, to where it's going to catch on. It's going to come to find out that this is the new multivitamin, and it's beneficial in multi-facets of life.
Perfect. I got to tell you too, for members of the nation out there, we don't just go to, in deciding to do this interview, there's a multitude of shops out there. And like I said, I didn't know nothing and did our research and came here. I knew Dylan from before. I did not know CBD at all, and just the information that I received from him and his staff, as well as from the website, a great website. We go through the same media company, hashtagsmedia.com. I mean,
I can't say enough about it.
After this video, go there. It'll be in the link. If you like it, hit like, hit follow, hit subscribe, not just on Toilet Talk, but also here for New Heights CBD. Come and help support. Great information here, great research. What's to come in 2020? What are we looking for?
It's been under the sneak. It's coming to Toilet Talk first. Yeah.
Exclusive.
Crazy stuff. Exclusive. We have New Heights CBD products being formulated as we speak.
How do you mean formulated?
I have a company that is putting my formulations together. I decided to go with a CBD Nano, which is a emulsified CBD, to means it's going to hit your receptors faster. And it's still THC free. So they emulsify the actual CBD down to where it's the analogy is pouring golf balls or marbles down a golf ball hole. The marbles are going to flow faster. They're going to make it to the receptors quicker. You're going to get quicker relief. So I did a nano CBD line that is going to contain 2 different sublingual drops. One's going to be called Release. That's going to have some turmeric and goodies in there. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to have one that's going to be called Chill. That's going to have some lavender in there and some other things as well. Oh. Pet treats. Kilo and Trixie Bear approved. We have some jerky sticks, 100 milligram jars.
With CBD oil?
With CBD oil in them for the dogs. We're gonna have a muscle and joint rub just like that one that's gonna be being produced with a transdermal applicator that's gonna make it through the skin a lot quicker with the nano CBD. So I wanted to do something in the beginning that's gonna be safe, no worries of THC. So that's what made me decide on the nano CBD line.
So it's your own...
New Heights CBD.
Wow. New Heights CBD. Heard it here first. Don't be late.
Here,
all right.
Not to do this on camera, but we're going to show you the labels.
Oh, hell. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be damned. See, when you wake up in the morning, you want to do something. Don't just sit there and then bitch. Get up there and do something. If someone tells you not to do it, don't believe them. Don't be that dumb.
I was told my whole life cannabis was going to ruin my life.
Me too. And, here we are, and you're watching us. So if we're screwed, what does that make you? I'm just saying.
Whew, I can be in agreement with that. And just with like I said, cancel out the outside noise. Exactly. Don't let nobody tell you you're too young. Man, that was the biggest one too. I'm not the oldest guy. I'm getting a lot of that. Where's the owner? And it's like, hey man, I've worked pretty hard to make this work, and it comes in every day, and it's still a blessing in disguise. But cancel out the outside noise. I'm telling you.
What's crazy is when I was coming up, age was almost like a qualifier in order to be successful. If you didn't have the age, you didn't have the wisdom. And then nowadays you're seeing a lot more younger entrepreneurs, and not just, they're young in age, but mentally, man, got it going on, got it together. You've done the research, you got everything to back it. Everything it's a really nice setup. It really is. In 2020, you got your own private line going out, and is there a bigger vision other than that, or where do you see yourself in 5 years? What's your 5-year plan?
5-year plan. Depending on where this goes. I just flew out to California, went and checked out Hollywood. Pretty cool. I'm a Texas boy for sure. Weather was nice, but I'm glad to be back home. But I wanted to go see what happens when legalization happens.
Okay.
So California, marijuana's recreational legal. So we went and we checked out some CBD shops in California. Come to find out, what we realized is not everybody wants to be high. So we plan to be here for a while. We plan to make this a statement in the community that we're going to be here, and cannabis can help, and you don't have to be getting high off of it, even though it does help in its certain situations. Not going to sit here and say THC is not good, because in its certain cases, it can be used therapeutically and medicinally as well. Just for what we're going after, we're targeting those people that can't or don't want to be psychoactively impaired.
Okay. Now, before I ask this, obviously check with your doctor. Is this, do you ever get pregnant customers in here for any reason?
Few and far between, but yes, I do. Kim Kardashian actually just had a CBD baby shower, which sparked a lot of controversy in the world. But come to find out, your baby's born with an endocannabinoid system. It's non-psychoactive. What's wrong with it? You're going to give your baby eventually, some sort of medication to come in, but that baby doesn't have a Motrin system. It has an endocannabinoid system. It has a system that's ready to adapt and take on CBD, but it doesn't have something outside source pharmaceutical. So are you okay giving your baby a natural substance that it already has kind of inside of itself? But like we say, study it. This is something I believe in. I believe that it's not going to be super bad for a pregnant woman, no. But it does say on every bottle, if you're nursing or pregnant, please consult with your doctor.
Yeah, obviously check with your doctor. So everybody's born with these receptors, and I guess everybody also added to the stigma and the misinformation, disinformation, really did it an injustice. And it almost seems like we set ourselves back 100 years and we're just coming back into light of what we already knew back then.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, had the studies, lab rats, we found endocannabinoid system, and don't quote me on it, but 50, 70 years back-ish. So before prohibition kind of thing, so of cannabis, and don't know, like we are finding out, and this is just the crazy thing is CBD being one part, there's also CBN, CBC, CBG. There's other cannabinoids that we're just now getting to because of the fact of legalization. We just found out CBG is psychoactive as well, so you can also get impaired by not having THC. So for everybody that's under that consumption, that THC is the only thing. There's other parts of the plant that have their own uses.
I think once we get, about 2 more generations into it, I think the thinking is going to change, because I know coming from my generation, it's all about weed.
It's all about getting stoned.
Yeah. And then trying to separate that from the health products it's kind of like, okay, whatever.
And it's not just in CBD. We look around and the whole world's getting a little healthier. I say that, but people choose to be a little healthier sometimes, and the younger generation does seem to be doing that a little bit more. The health kick is real. So if you want to find natural alternatives to be a little bit healthier, then you usually walk down the path of cannabidiol.
Is there any message that you want to give to the viewers right now in regards to your shop, your life, anything, any advice? A little kid comes up to you and says, if there's one thing you can tell me in life, what would it be?
Put God first, family second, and just roll with the punches.
That's it. Just keep it going.
Don't let people tell you, man. I've been told my whole life, what are you going to be? What are you going to do? I dropped out of college after 1 year.
Right.
For going for business.
Yeah. Ironically. Yeah. Yeah. There's a whole
don't get me wrong, though. I'm sure there was a lot of stuff that I missed out that I would have learned that I'm learning walking through it now. Right. But I would much rather do it this way. I would love to say that. So that just goes to show that you don't have to have college to be successful or make your mama proud, kind of thing. So
right, that template applies for some, and I know a lot of people that just went another route and they're very successful today. Whether it was harder or easier, I don't know, but the end result was
end result happiness is my question, because I didn't ask for nothing for Christmas this year. I didn't ask for nothing for my birthday, because I feel rich in life right now. Not monetary, because I'm still struggling to pay bills, but in life, I have the roof over my head. I have a good woman who loves me. I have dogs who love me. And then I come in here every day and I look around, and like I said, can someone pinch me? It's happened. So
monetary, it comes and it goes, but like you said, you got a roof over your head, you got a good woman, you got a pet, and at the end of the day, man, it's family that what's really brings you apart. And I know personally it's what made me shine. Mm-hmm. Where I was weak, she was strong. Where she was weak, I was strong. And that compliment, as long as you're not a dick, just come together. And man, I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for my family.
Oh, 100%. And that's what keeps me going about this, because if I was an individual, I'd probably just be doing life, So,
I would have listened to the voices a lot more so than other. But if you guys are in the area of Fort Hood, I want you to come in. I love these shirts. Do you have them for sale here at the shop?
Do. I don't have any sexy size for any of the bigger people right now. I ran out, but I am on order. Just message the page. Let me know what size shirts you would like to see in here, and I'll get them in for sure.
And what is Koi CBD?
They are a big name, man. They're a force to be reckoned with in the industry.
Are they leading the way as far as products?
They've been around since around 2014. They have a lot of skateboards. They got a lot of market material that they get in front of people's face. Their vape juice is amazing. Their sublingual drops have some of the best flavors out there. Their lotions, their dog, they're all over the board with CBD. I could 100% say Koi is one that you research for 5 minutes and you trust them.
Koi is like Padron. And if you're smoking cigars, Padron sounds a hell of a lot like Coy. You can't go wrong with a Padron. And for this episode, obviously we're indoors and we can't smoke, but I got this 45-year anniversary that I'm gonna light up when I get home and go over everything.
Whoa.
Telling you.
Whoa. That's
Like
gonna be fun.
Like a big dick in a locker room, okay? Telling you. Baby Arm
That
Productions,
thing
folks.
looks like a baby leg or something, doggy.
But yeah, I can personally attest to the gummies for the pets. I mean, I don't just chuck out a handful, but I got a little Chihuahua and that bastard. I love that dog, but that little bastard is loud. And if I sleep in the day, you know, I kick a little gummy and homeboys lounging on the couch, just watching TV, and it's a much better life.
Bacon and peanut butter flavored drops for the dogs too. It's all over the board, guys.
Bacon and peanut butter. I might put that in my
Yeah, you know what I'm
coffee.
saying? Like, for real, like peanut butter flavored CBD coffee doesn't sound bad. And that's a lot of people do, is they actually mix it in their drinks. There's superfoods. People are grinding down hemp and not even smoking it or doing nothing. They're putting it inside of green shakes because there's nutritional value.
Does that smell like traditional weed?
Yeah.
Or? Okay.
Not gonna lie. The only thing it's missing is the THC. Smells like it, looks like it. Look at it. It's got some purple in there.
And it's sticky. I'm just saying. Purple hair is sticky. You know what the hell that means. But no.
I mean, and that's a common misconception, and that's where we're at in breaking
Exactly.
the ice and saying, hey, just because, and that's the thing with law enforcement too, is yes, this is 100% legal, but if you get caught smoking it in your car, being a nuisance with it, they're probably going to treat it as pot. But if you are using it in the decency of your home, not going out being stupid with it, they're going to treat it as cannabidiol.
If it looks like pot and it smells like pot and you get pulled over, don't act dumb.
Yeah.
All right? And chances are a cop's not really in the mood to hear your explanation of what's going on and whether it's CBD or if it's weed or not. Just
be quiet. Let the testing happen. If anything, that's what I could tell you, is be compliant. At the end of the day, the test will show what you have is completely legal, especially if it came from my shop, because that's a big stickler. So,
do you ever get any kind of backlash from law enforcement?
I was actually signed off by, not signed off, but I was actually given permission from the head of Harker Heights little area. He was a customer of my vape shop when I was in there. He came in there and I presented to him the hemp flower, and he presented it to the DA. They come back and they tell me keep it under 0.3, and that's exactly what I do. Give me a line in the sand, I will stand at that line. We'll probably scream we want more, but we're going to abide by those rules. And if they would have told me that they didn't want hemp flower sold in their town, I would have abided by that and sold sublingual drops and gummies. It's just the way the market goes.
Like I said, there's legit shops, and then there's the flea market, and then there's the homeboy shopping network in somebody's garage. You make the decision at the end of the day, but I didn't know nothing coming in here, and leaving here now, I know a lot more. I know a lot more big words, I know that. But
Cannabidiol.
that's it. Cannabidiol, I just, I think of them old rotary phones, but taking you way back. So these right here are your top sellers as far as everything. It's amazing how many different products there are. Like,
I think we're up to almost 400 products.
God. And there's new products coming out every day, I can assume, or at least every month.
Yeah, if they pass my standards, they make it to the shelf.
When is yours? When can we expect to see yours out and about?
Give me 2 weeks.
2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks.
We'll give 'em
February.
buffer.
Say February 2020. We will have New Heights cannabidiol.
Now, in making a blend, is everything pre-tested so you can just say, like this cigar, there's 3 different types of tobacco. So we already have it established, and we say we take this blend, this blend, this blend, and we make it. Is it the same as with the oils?
At this point, we reached out to a very, very clean ISO clean room that has been in the CBD industry. And then we contacted them and found out what other natural elements we wanted to go with to elve towards certain things. Still not making medicinal clauses. So we had to, instead of naming it yeah, instead of naming it, yeah, we named it Chill and Release instead of actual Relax and another one for the other one that I was thinking. I didn't want to imply that it's going to do anything on the medicinal side, but knowing what's in the bottle, I have faith in that. They're not sold as dietary supplements. They're just sold as supplements kind of at a point. But yeah, so it's made from these people that have been doing it for a while, almost a white label. But I'm not hiding that from anybody. I've found products that I know do well in my area, and I'm going to put our name on it and go from there. So,
well, I tell you, man, I really appreciate this. This has been absolutely fucking great. It really has.
It's been very fun.
2020 is going to bring, 2020 is what you make of it, all right? So if you want good things to happen, yeah, you're going to have a bump in the road here and there, but check it out. Forward progress, never stop. Out here in the Fort Hood area, 101 West Farm to Market Road, 2410 Suite B. Look for the green leaf outside.
You can't miss it.
Mr. Dylan Marshall, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Members of the nation, thank you for tuning in. Check it out. If you're new, hit that subscribe, hit the follow, hit the like for New Heights CBD. And man, 2020, like I said, is going to bring big things. It better, damn it. It really better.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
No. Thank you again for tuning in. Peace.
Thanks, Toilet Talk.
That's a wrap.
It's there. Oh, of course, yeah. Oh, sound check, 1, 2.
Is it recording?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't know.
Well, welcome to the show, guys.
Yeah.
You know.
It's recording. All right. Holy
Testicles.
shit. We're live here in Harker Heights. How you doing, Dylan?
Testicles 1, 2.
That's
Testicles
right.
1, 2.
There's nut on the walls in Harker Heights. Holy shit. Ladies and gentlemen, keep it covered. All right.